Well, I mean, they treat me like their little sister. So some days that's really sweet, and some days we bicker at each other, but they're my dear, dear, dear friends, and I'm so proud of them.
After 15 years on American Pickers, Danielle Colby has opened up about what comes next, sparking fresh rumors that the long-running History Channel series may be nearing its end. Her comments about losing financial support from the show have fueled fan concern and drawn attention to longtime co-star Mike Wolfe. After 27 seasons, could one of reality television's most recognizable shows finally be facing an uncertain future? This video explores the headlines, cast reactions, and personal stories shaping what may happen next. Danielle's revelations spark rumors. On December 3, 2025, Danielle Colby marked a major milestone, her 50th birthday. In a casual live stream with her husband, Jeremy, she dropped a bombshell. American Pickers is done. The statement shocked longtime fans and set off a wildfire of speculation across social media platforms. People immediately interpreted her comments as an official announcement of the show's cancellation, though Danielle herself was speaking more about a personal turning point. Her words reflected a larger reality. Without the financial support from American Pickers, Danielle expressed uncertainty about her future plans, specifically related to a long-standing project she's passionate about, a burlesque museum. She described being at a crossroads where she and her husband had laid out clear plans, but now had to fully commit, even though the safety net of the show's income was gone. The emotional weight of this transition was palpable, as she invited her audience to follow her journey as a former reality TV star figuring out what comes next. The clip quickly went viral, sparking grief and anxiety among viewers who had followed the show for 15 years. Comments flooded in, as fans mourned what they believed to be the end of an era. Yet, amidst the backlash, some observers cautioned that a new season was still airing episodes, suggesting that Danielle's remarks might be more personal than official. Nonetheless, the network swiftly denied any cancellation, further complicating the narrative. Soon after, Danielle took a step back from social media altogether, temporarily deactivating her Instagram. This quiet retreat only fueled speculation. Meanwhile, Mike Wolfe, the show's longtime frontman, stepped in with supportive messages, emphasizing that things were never over between them. His comments, along with a public exchange of affection between Danielle and Mike, hinted at a bond that remained strong despite public misunderstandings. What Danielle revealed on her birthday wasn't about a formal network decision, but about the shifting foundations beneath her career. The contrast between personal reality and network messaging set the stage for a complex conversation. It raised questions about what it means to be part of a show when personal and professional lives are so intertwined. Her candidness highlighted the challenges many longtime reality stars face when their shows evolve or pause. What happens when their identities are tied to a series that provided stability, but the show itself becomes uncertain? Danielle's reflections opened a rare glimpse into that vulnerable space. Through it all, the public was left wondering how much of American Pickers was truly ending and how much was simply changing shape behind the scenes. The rumors swirling around her comments were just the beginning of a much deeper story still unfolding. That question brought attention back not just to Danielle, but also to the complex history and evolution of American Pickers itself. The evolution of American Pickers. American Pickers premiered on the History Channel in 2010 with a simple yet captivating premise. Follow two friends as they toured the country seeking hidden treasures and forgotten collectibles. Mike Wolfe and Frank Fritz, lifelong pals and enthusiasts of Americana, anchored the show with their genuine passion for picking. Danielle Colby played a unique role, managing research and logistics behind the scenes, as well as bringing personality and wit to the on-camera dynamic. What made the show stand out wasn't just the antiques, but the human stories behind them. Each episode offered viewers a window into America's diverse regional identities through the eyes of collectors, all while showcasing the camaraderie and friendly rivalry between Mike, Frank, and Danielle. The blend of discovery, negotiation, and relatable personalities helped American Pickers become one of the network's longest-running and most beloved franchises. Season after season, the series delivered dependable ratings, feeding viewers' appetite for nostalgia and history. Its successful formula, a mix of education, entertainment, and genuine enthusiasm, was hard to replicate. Day by day, American Pickers grew not only in audience, but in influence, inspiring a genre of expertise-driven reality programming. However, the show's consistency masked the challenges bubbling beneath the surface. By 2020, everything started to shift. Frank Fritz, a beloved figure of the series, was forced to take a break due to severe back pain. His last episode aired in March 2020 before he underwent extensive spinal surgery, a turning point that would significantly impact the show's dynamics moving forward. His absence was noticeable. When the show returned in January 2021, Frank was no longer part of the central cast. The network offered no formal explanation, leaving fans to speculate. Meanwhile, Mike Wolfe became more visibly the focal point. A transition that some cast and fans noticed was part of a broader shift in the show's narrative and production focus. Danielle Colby continued to contribute, but the loss of Frank and internal changes marked a new chapter. The departure of a key figure altered the chemistry that made the show such a hit and pushed the remaining members toward redefinition. It was a moment where the series began to feel fundamentally different from its original incarnation. Throughout its journey, American Pickers evolved beyond just a treasure hunt. It documented thousands of stories across all 50 states, reflecting America's cultural and material heritage. Yet, behind the scenes, the show's personal and professional relationships were also shifting in ways that only insiders fully understood. As the series progressed, viewers learned that its success owed as much to its human connections as to the antiques themselves, a reality that would come sharply into focus with the events following Frank Fritz's departure. His story carries the weight of American Pickers' turning point. Frank Fritz's departure and legacy. Frank Fritz's departure from American Pickers was not just about health. It was deeply entwined with personal struggles and evolving relationships. For years, Frank had endured debilitating back pain that eventually required surgery to insert rods in his spine, a procedure that involved nearly 200 stitches. This physical hardship prevented him from continuing the demanding work of picking, prompting his indefinite hiatus starting in 2020. Frank's absence was felt strongly by fans who had seen him as an equal and essential partner to Mike Wolfe. But behind the scenes, their relationship had grown strained. Frank publicly criticized Mike's Instagram statement about his departure, saying it sounded scripted, and doubted that Mike had ever genuinely expressed kindness toward him over their 10 years together. He also shared that they had little contact in his final days on the show. More startling were Frank's revelations about his struggles with alcohol abuse during his break, and his view that the show had shifted heavily in Mike's favor. He explained that while Mike was always the star, the balance tipped much farther toward Mike over time, making Frank feel increasingly sidelined. Frank also alleged that Mike was grooming his brother, Robbie Wolfe, to assume Frank's former role, further complicating the dynamic. Robbie Wolfe's growing presence on the show sparked speculation about an official replacement, but neither the network nor producers confirmed this. Frank himself expressed frustration at the lack of clear communication about the future. Then in July 2022, Frank suffered a severe stroke that deteriorated his health, necessitating emergency guardianship for his care and finances. He never recovered sufficiently to return to public life or the show he had helped build. After years of silence, Mike Wolfe revealed in late 2024 that the two had reconciled during an emotional visit, showing a glimpse of healed friendship before Frank's death on September 30, 2024. Frank was 60 years old, and his passing was officially attributed to stroke, compounded by other health issues. The loss of Frank Fritz marked an irreplaceable void in American Pickers. While the show continued, the absence of one of its foundational members changed its tone and spirit. Fans mourned not only the man, but what his departure signified about the aging and evolution of a once tight-knit trio. Frank's legacy remains integral to the identity of American Pickers. His story is a reminder of the human costs behind long-running television and the complexities that unfold when personal challenges intersect with public success. As the show moved forward without him, questions lingered about balance, friendship, and the future direction of the series and its cast. The shifting roles and evolving passions of Danielle Colby take on new importance in this light. Danielle's Burlesque Museum Project. Beyond her role on American Pickers, Danielle Colby has long nurtured a deep passion for burlesque history, which she has actively collected for years. This unique interest has blossomed into an ambitious vision, establishing a permanent public museum dedicated to the art and culture of burlesque as an American tradition. Her collection includes vintage costumes, photographs, posters, and memorabilia that chronicle the evolution of a performance style steeped in theatricality and social commentary. This project reflects not just a hobby, but a lifelong commitment that adds a distinct dimension to who Danielle is beyond the show. The financial support from American Pickers played a crucial role in enabling Danielle to fund and sustain this museum endeavor. The regular income from the series provided her stability to continue growing the collection and laying the groundwork for the museum's creation. Losing that income, as she revealed on her birthday livestream, created immediate practical challenges. How to turn a deeply personal passion project into a sustainable institution without the backing she had counted on for years. In interviews, Danielle has shared that managing a museum requires more than just collecting artifacts. It demands ongoing resources for staffing, space, insurance, conservation, and programming, all of which involve complex planning and funding strategies. The challenge is magnified by the fact that many small cultural institutions take years to find reliable revenue models. What Danielle was confronting wasn't merely a personal setback, but the unraveling of financial certainty around a significant cultural venture. Her museum project also intersects with connections made through American Pickers. Mike Wolfe himself has donated items to Danielle's collection, and the show helped access rare artifacts that might otherwise have been difficult to obtain. This collaborative side of their relationship speaks to layers of partnership that extend beyond the screen, blending their shared love for history, preservation, and storytelling. Yet, the public rarely saw this side of Danielle. On the show, viewers witnessed her wit, knowledge, and bold style, but they didn't fully grasp how deeply immersed she was in this specialized niche. As Danielle faces this turning point, her reflections reveal the difficult balance between personal ambition and shifting career realities. The financial edge that American Pickers once provided is no longer fully there, forcing her to rethink timelines and strategies. It's a moment charged with both loss and possibility, where passion meets the practical needs of building a lasting institution. Her openness about this transition offers rare insight into the pressures reality stars endure when their professional platform changes. It highlights the intersections between identity, career, and cultural advocacy. Danielle's museum project stands as a powerful symbol of what persists beneath the surface of television fame. As the show continues without some of its original members, Danielle's evolving journey underscores how personal projects and dreams can shape and outlast a television franchise. This deep passion connects closely to the enduring friendship and professional dynamic between Danielle and Mike Wolfe. Mike Wolfe's response and new ventures. Mike Wolfe's response to Danielle's birthday revelations was immediate and heartfelt, revealing a closeness that has endured despite public confusion. When Danielle posted a follow-up video, Mike commented simply, "I love you, honey," with a heart emoji. Danielle replied warmly, "I love you, brother. Thank you for everything always." This exchange offered a rare, genuine glimpse of their enduring friendship, one built on decades of shared history both on and off camera. In that follow-up, Danielle shared that Mike had personally called her, reminding her, "We're never over. Things are always still happening." His words suggest a relationship transcending professional ups and downs, rooted in mutual respect and a deep bond. Danielle's perspective was more practical, focusing on the financial implications of the show's uncertain future for her personal projects. Mike's public engagement signaled that while the show's status might be in flux, his commitment to their connection and to the fan base remains intact. In December 2025, Mike also posted on Instagram about a new venture, his upcoming show, History's Greatest Picks, premiering in February 2026. Through a carousel of behind-the-scenes photos, He hinted at a professional evolution without addressing Danielle's comments directly, signaling that he is moving forward creatively and professionally. This move aligns with other changes in Mike's business. He closed his antique archaeology store in Nashville, a longtime franchise location, to make way for new projects. His original Iowa store remains open, but these shifts reflect a restructuring of focus and a preparation for fresh challenges. Mike's narrative, like Danielle's, appears to be entering a new chapter after years of American pickers shaping their public identities. Their friendship, described by Danielle as way too intertwined to ever change, remains a cornerstone. Danielle referred to Mike as like a big brother, crediting their pre-show relationship, which spanned some 25 years, as foundational to everything that followed. This long-term bond adds depth to their public interactions and the show's legacy. Both recognize that casting the show has become more difficult over time, seeking storylines that resonate despite the shifting membership and personal histories. The warmth of their public exchange after the birthday live stream was no performance. It reflected a friendship tested by years and challenges, yet still standing. Mike Wolfe's message was unmistakable. No rift exists between them. As Mike embarks on his new adventure while honoring his picking passion, fans are left to wonder if American Pickers will return or if its story, like many things, is reaching its natural conclusion. The evolving paths of both Mike and Danielle suggest a transition not just for the show but for two of its central figures as they forge new legacies. These changes point to a turning point for a franchise that once defined a genre and a friendship anchored in more than just television fame. Their story reflects not only the end of an era, but the beginning of new chapters for both individuals. The future of American Pickers. As 2025 draws to a close, the future of American Pickers remains an open question hanging over fans and insiders alike. Despite Danielle Colby's heartfelt announcement and the swirl of rumors, the History Channel and producers have repeatedly emphasized that the show is not officially canceled. Instead, current messaging paints a picture of a series in a natural pause, with new episodes still airing well into the year and production on hold pending the outcome of related projects. At the center of this uncertainty is the network's decision to prioritize Mike Wolfe's new show, History's Greatest Picks, which premiered in February 2026. This spin-off diverges from the traditional picking format by focusing less on the hunt and more on the stories behind remarkable artifacts in history. Mike's transition to this new venture signals both an evolution of his personal brand and a potential shift in the franchise's focus, fueling speculation about whether American Pickers will resume or quietly end. Meanwhile, the 27th season of American Pickers is concluding with a slate of episodes that maintain the series' trademark blend of discovery and Americana nostalgia, but without the original trio's full dynamic. Danielle's departure from the financial support structure, Frank Fritz's passing, and Robbie Wolfe's growing presence represent significant changes that have reshaped the show's rhythm and fan experience. These developments underscore the sense that the show is in a state of transition, balancing legacy with reinvention. Network executives have left the door ajar, but non-committal about renewal decisions, suggesting they are weighing audience demand, creative direction, and logistical considerations. With the antique hunting genre having blossomed and evolved over the last decade, the pressure to innovate remains strong. Longtime fans are divided. Some hope for a revival of the original magic, while others accept that the show's natural run is coming to a close. The closure of Mike's antique archaeology store in Nashville also signals a narrowing of his commercial footprint in preparation for new creative avenues. His original Iowa store continues, anchoring him to the roots of his picking experience, but the shift away from former enterprises hints at a deliberate reorientation. This business evolution aligns with the growing emphasis on storytelling and deeper historical exploration seen in his latest projects. In this landscape, Wolfe and Danielle are navigating professional reinvention. Danielle's museum plans and Mike's solo series reflect personal passions grown through years of shared experience, but now blossoming independently. Their continued friendship and mutual respect serve as a living thread connecting what was, what is, and what might be next in the world of American Pickers. The legacy of the show, having aired over 300 episodes and explored all 50 states, remains firmly established. Its impact on popularizing Americana, expert-driven reality programming, and the celebration of cultural history endures as a benchmark within the genre. Whether the series returns for a 28th season or gracefully concludes its chapter, American Pickers has left an indelible mark on television history. American Pickers stands as a television icon shaped by deep friendships, rich stories, and endless Americana treasures. Danielle's recent revelations and Mike's evolving career remind us that endings often open doors to new journeys. If you found this story insightful, please like and subscribe for more honest, in-depth explorations of the shows you love. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the next chapter.